All right, everybody, it is Kyler with Unboxed Autos, and today we are taking a look at the 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. Now, the Sequoia has been fully redesigned for this model year. It's basically an entirely new vehicle. It has a new engine, new exterior, new interior. Everything is all new for this vehicle. Now, the Sequoia runs around in terms of competition with the Ford Expedition, Chevrolet Tahoe, and GMC Yukon. That would be its closest competitors. Now, this is a very large vehicle. It's a 3-row, the middle seat, and this one has 2 captain's chairs. So 3 in the back, 2 in the middle, 2 up front. So it's a 7-passenger vehicle, and it looks, obviously you can see here in this TRD model, it's very aggressive, and I love the styling on this thing. I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. So in terms of styling aspects, we're going to start out here. We're going to take a look at these incredible BBS forged TRD Pro wheels. Right here we have the Wild Peak all-terrain tires straight from the factory. Really do think these wheels look absolutely phenomenal. Definitely better than what you're going to find on the competition. These tires here, they're moderate off-road tires. You could go something more aggressive if you're going to do a lot of off-roading, or if you're going to stay, on the road a lot, perhaps this is a little bit too aggressive for you in terms of ride comfort. It's a very comfortable tire, but it's also going to make it a little bit, a little more body roll in the corner, since it's a little bit of a softer tire for off-roading. But overall, really impressed with this tire and the wheel. Really nice setup. So yeah, really do love these. I think they look absolutely phenomenal, especially paired with this bright orange paint color. Looks fantastic. The plastic trim is neat too. It has a little bit of a texture to it, which I think adds a nice design look. That's the same up here. We have the TRD Pro hood scoops, and we also have that same sort of textured plastic right there. I think that looks really, really neat. Now, coming around to the front, we have the headlight here, front full LED headlight. We have the daytime LED running, which looks neat. We have full LED for nighttime. We have these LEDs down here also give us a little bit of a wider view, and then of course we have the front LED light bar there, and then the 3 lights there above Toyota, sort of accent lights. Definitely very easy to see this car coming down the road at any time of the day. Definitely makes a bold statement. I think, in terms of competition for this model directly in terms of TRD Pro, there isn't a lot out there in this segment. This is a pretty good one. We have, of course, the Z71 would be the closest thing there that has, direct competition to this one. This vehicle, though, I think does a better job in terms of styling it, really, making a statement. We have the towing mirrors here. We also have little accent LED there. We have a under the mirror here, we actually have the cameras, so that we have a 360-degree view, bird's eye view camera. Side profile, again, love this vehicle. I think it looks really, really good. We have a very wide rear doors here. Makes it very easy to get in and out of. We also have a rear sunshade. This is flat here, so it's really nice to put your arm here when you're driving. Very comfortable. And we have actually a camo leather here, so behind the black leather is actually a sort of camo print, which I think looks neat. Pretty good amount of space here in the second row. Yeah, it's pretty comfortable. The rear seats here do recline, so that's nice. But, very large windows, very easy to see outside. Lots a lot of nice light in. I think it looks really good. It is lacking, though, a full panoramic view sunroof. So just really up in the front there do you get the sunroof. A little bit of a downer there. Hey guys, I think in terms of styling, they did a really good job here with the Sequoia. Really sets itself apart from others in the segment. And as we kind of get ready here to climb inside, can go ahead and take a quick look here at the door panels. You can see here, nice wide area to put your shoulder or rest on your elbow. Really subpar window controls per usual, but what can you do? Can't win them all. Pretty standard seating here. The seats are pretty comfortable. They have the TRD Pro stitching here, which I do like. And we have a little bit of a sunroof up there. Stepping inside is pretty easy, not too terribly high up, but yeah, we also have a TRD stop start. We actually start that up here. TRD here on the steering wheel. Everything starts going, auto sync off. But yeah, you know, I do like the Toyota logo there for the passenger side. I think that looks neat. Really good navigation system here. This is actually integrated from a Google system overall, so it sort of gives you that interface feeling. Of course, we have CarPlay, so you can do Android Auto, Apple CarPlay right here as well, if you do prefer that. This is, again, it's a great system. I really do like it, but of course, some still prefer the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and you can also do that, not a problem. Heated, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, of course. Obviously, that's, you know, to be expected. We have a couple of different drive modes here. We have the Eco, we have Normal, and then Sport. We'll get to that in a minute here. But, you know, Normal, obviously for normal everyday driving. We go for the Sport. It's going to go ahead and give us a little bit more aggressive engine response, and Eco is going to just kind of dull it down a little bit, try and keep the transmission shift points, keep those earlier. But, you know, this car, our average is 14.9 mpg. We do have several people in the car, but, you know, not really too concerned here in terms of fuel efficiency for this vehicle. I do really like the response of the engine. Again, we have the turbocharged mixed with the battery, and that's pretty great. I like how we have the tachometer here front and center. I really like that. I think the display, how they have it set up, looks quite good. Don't particularly like the graphics themselves. I think they look a little bit too gimmicky, but, you know, it gets the job done. Over here, we have, of course, our large air vent, little texture here on the styling. We have that control panel I was talking about. We have that light bar, heated steering wheel. You can turn on the AC power in the back, automatic brights, fuel door, dimming for the instrument cluster, trip odometer, and then can move the mirrors around too for towing if we need to. Steering wheel controls, pretty standard, nothing crazy to write home out there. We have the optional JBL sound system on this car, pretty decent. Not as good as the Bose system that you're going to find in the Yukon or Tahoe, but still, it's pretty good. But yeah, overall, you know, I do like the interior. Lots going on here. I think the styling points, and just get points for styling. We have our rear diff locker, hazard lights, traction off. We have the surround view camera, which looks kind of bad in terms of that, but if we go ahead and put it in reverse, this is where we get the camera views that I really care about. So we have our backup camera. We can go ahead and there look at the rear view wheels. We can look at the front wheels. We have a front view or just a regular backup view. Of course, with the 3D bird's eye view still over there. We also can, you know, do this for off-roading. We can look at some different pitch angles there. Yeah, so nice to have. I do like the functionality of this is good. So definitely pleased with that. But yeah, guys, you know, overall, I think the interior of the Sequoia TRD Pro is good. I do like it. It's not quite as luxurious as, you know, something like a Tahoe or Yukon. You know, I like the styling aspects of it more, for sure. I think it's a little more unique, which I appreciate. But, you know, again, in terms of how it actually kind of feels, it's just not quite as nice as honestly even the Expedition or the you know, the Tahoe Yukon, but not all bad. I mean, it does have, you know, again, a more unique interior in my opinion, which I do appreciate, and I do love the engine build. We're going to get more to that in a few minutes when we're going to go ahead and drive the vehicle. But overall, I'd say that they've done you know, a solid job putting together a full-size, you know, large SUV. I really like some of the aspects of it, like the off-road capabilities, the unique exterior styling, and the powertrain is quite fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take it for a little drive and give you some driving impressions. One of the best things about this car, in my opinion, is how it drives actually. So really do like the powertrain of this guy. So we have the turbocharged 6-cylinder engine, and then we have that mixed here with the battery. So what we get is that nice little extra bounce of power right off the line with that battery and turbocharger. And then just driving around town at slow speeds, very light acceleration, will just be in full battery hybrid mode. But it does add a nice extra boost of power between the turbocharger and the battery, so that's really quite fantastic. Super smooth terrain, super smooth response with the transmission. Everything is very quick to respond, and you don't have to go that far up in the power band to reach maximum power. So, like for instance, in the GMC or Chevrolet models, you're looking at, normally depending on which model you're in, but the biggest engine is a 6.2 liter V8. So, well, that's nice to have, for certain aspects. It, takes a little bit of a while to get to that power band. Now, with this, it's just really immediate torque right there. It's like pretty much at zero, in terms of RPM, for all the power to really become in maximum. Now, it does sort of, become flat after 4,000 RPM, so it becomes somewhat flat there on the torque curve, but you get all that power right away, straight up. It's quite nice. So really good for everyday drivability. Now, in terms of the ride quality, I do find it to be a little bit less comfortable than the competition. And not to say that it's uncomfortable whatsoever, it's very comfortable. But just in terms of how it handles the bumps and things like that, it is just a little bit less comfortable. But I think, again, if you mix it all together and look at everything, like the transmission's excellent, the engine very good, and how it performs, it's quite nice. So, it really does a solid job. Now, fuel economy is going to be pretty low, across the board in this entire segment. In this one in particular, we're averaging about 15 miles per gallon. Again, that's not uncommon in the segment. The Expedition, the Yukon, they're all going to be very, very similar. If you're looking to do some towing, this can do some moderate towing, which is good. If you're going to do like heavy duty towing, the 6.2 liter is probably going to be the best option from GMC or Chevrolet. But if you're going to do heavy duty towing, you really should just be getting a large pickup truck anyway. So this should be able to handle anything that you need it to do. In terms of the steering wheel, I really like it. It's the TRD wheel. It has these little leather perforations throughout, which I think add a nice little textured feel to it. We have the red racing stripe up top, which is a neat little nice little styling point there. Of course, as I mentioned before, we have our digital instrument cluster. We have our nice screen here. Right now it's displaying Apple CarPlay, so you guys can kind of see that there. So that looks nice. We're going to go ahead and kind of go down this seasonal off-road road here for a moment. And really, though, it handles the off-road roads very well. We have the softer tires, softer suspension. So that's where we're actually going to see some benefits versus the other guys off-road. So the TRD Pro version really is the off-road model. And while it's a little bit less comfortable on the pavement, it is going to be more capable than the competition off-road. So we make those trade-offs depending on what you want in your vehicle, what you want to get out of it. It can support you there depending on what you want. So yeah, great stability off-road. We have the rear locking differential. We have 4 high, 4 low, of course. All these great camera views. Yeah, just a really nice combination setup right from the factory. Has you guys ready to hit the trails off-road. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you've enjoyed my review here on the 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. Until next time, I'm Kyle.